WR-EX-6 is one of the most interesting stages of Arknights for the fact that it's got a very puzzle-like feel to it. If you are someone who hates puzzles all your life, then this stage might not be your cup of tea. Even so, I'm going to teach you guys how to understand this stage better so that you can appreciate what's going on and maybe solve it on your own as well. Let's first take a look at the enemy info. It's always best to strategize before you enter the stage. So if you look at the blindy weaknesses, they all have a lower resistance than defense. So arts damage is going to be better against them, and they can only be blocked by players of the same attribute. Now, placing defenders in the front of these four lanes over here is going to be nice for you to secure the blindies. Whereas for the other enemy over here, Angry, the first wave that you'll see in this particular stage, they have a higher resistance than defense. But because their resistance is only B, using arts damage against them is still going to be fine. So we can place the casters right behind over here, and that way, with the casters being opposite color of the enemies in front, they can deal quite a lot of damage. Now, if you notice between these two colored tiles, there's a little tile over here. You can place a medic here to help to heal whichever defenders that are not self-healing. Alright? So you got the idea of the squad that you need to use. 4 defenders, 4 casters, and 1 medic. And then at the same time, just to mention as well, the solution for the normal mode and the challenge mode are different because the challenge mode has pre-placed blocks. This stage is a roadblock stage, needing you to figure out how to place the blocks to divert the pathways of the blindy into the correct lanes, which is what I'm going to teach you how to do later on. So I will first do the normal mode, and later on we'll do the challenge mode. As I've mentioned, you need 4 defenders, 4 casters, and 1 medic. I'll explain the choice of the defenders and the casters later on. Let's play the stage first to see some time. WR-EX-6, holding the pass. First place your defenders to set up the lanes. Once you have enough DP to deploy everyone, go ahead and do so. And then place your last defender as well. So the defenders are of the same color as you see to the rats that's right in front. So they won't take a lot of damage, but they also don't do a lot of damage. I'll start setting up the casters. So caster over here. Now take note of the range of the casters that you choose. For instance, an AoE caster will not be able to replace your steward because they have a shorter range. Whereas for a core caster or mech accord, they can sit at the tiles behind Spot and Hora, for instance, because they can extend right over. I'm going to turn on Hora's skill so that she will self-heal. Now I'll place Shelf over here. Alright, so take note of the range again when choosing your casters. Now, let's take a look over here. This is the first wave of blindies. The top 2 blindies are white in color, which is opposite of the defenders on the other side. The blindies are always aligned to their own lane. So for instance, the top blindy, the white in color is going to a black lane, this white in color going to a black lane, black in color going to white, and black going to white. Now, there are color changing tiles in the map. You need to use them to change the colors of the blindy so that they go into the correct lane. If you notice the middle 2 blindies, they are already of the correct lane because they will go straight and they will change their colors once, going from white to black and then black to white. But these 2 over here, they'll walk straight and touch the color changing tiles twice. And that's not what we want because that will change them back to their original color and not get blocked by the defenders. So, think for yourself, how should you do this? This is going to be the solution that you guys can take. Place a block over here and place another block over here. And then place a medic here as well to help to heal your defenders in front. That way, you change their pathing and only allow them to touch the color changing tiles just once. As sweet as that. There's a trim medal in this stage where, I think it's not a trim medal, but just a medal where you only use 6 blocks in the stage. Which I'll show you guys how to do that. Alright, and the casters are doing beautifully to help you take out the blindies. Now, it's better that you place either high defense operators that self-heals or very good healing defenders that heals all the time in the bottom 2 lanes. Your weaker defenders, you can put them at the top 2 lanes right over there so that they get healed by a medic. So I turn on Hora's heal so that she will self-heal again. Alright, last few enemies. and then the next wave is gonna start. So pay attention to the left, you're gonna see some switcheroo going on. So this is what we started off at first, but the blindies started to change their positions. So you pause the stage and take a look at the colors again. Now it's black and black, kind of going into the correct lane. But because of the color changing tile, this time they'll only touch the tiles once and change back to the wrong color. In order for them to change back to their original color, they all need to touch the color changing tiles twice. So how are we going to do that? We can place a block here. Let's remove this block. We'll remove this block and we'll place another block here. Just like that. And you'll push all these blindies outwards. They'll take the shortest possible path and change their colors twice into the correct lanes. If you have stronger casters, which I will use later on in the CM mode, this will speed up the killing of the blindies. So if you have an Aya, a Ifrit, Kyobi, please use them to replace all these operators instead. I'm gonna use Quora's skill again so that she'll self-heal. And then the final wave is probably the trickiest one for you to solve. Alright, let's look at the switcheroo again. There's only one switcheroo this time, and it's the top and the bottom blindies. Now, look at this. So, these two middle blindies didn't change their position, and they needed to touch the color changing tiles twice in order to change back to their own color and be blocked correctly. Now, the outward ones, however, they need to touch the color changing tiles only once in order to change from white to black and be blocked correctly. This is black to white to be blocked correctly. But there's a conflict of interest if you think about it. Because these two over here, this one needs twice, this one needs once, this one needs twice, this one needs once. Now, there's an alternative way for you to change their colors as well. For those that need to change their color once, you could actually run them through the color changing tiles 3 times. So this will change it from white. For example, if let's say this blindy over here, he walks down like that, and down, just like this, he will change from white to black, to white to black. And then he's gonna go around into Norcon's lane. So that is an idea that you can execute over here. So how am I gonna do this stage? We'll remove this block. We'll place a block here. We'll remove this block. And we'll place a block over here. The blindies will all run forward. The middle 2 blindies will run into this gap here, go down, and into their own lanes, changing twice. Whereas these 2 blindies, they'll run downwards, they'll touch this tile, and then they'll touch these 2 as well, with a total of 3 times, changing their colors appropriately. So watch their movement, and look at the way that they change their colors. Beautiful art show. Feel free to turn on your caster skill as necessary. Now pay attention to your Norcon that you might be using. Norcon is quite weak, so he needs pretty darn good healing right there. I'm gonna turn on Lava's skill to help. There's 3 blindies there now, so Norcon is gonna be pretty pressured. I'll turn on Spot skill so that Ansel can focus on healing Norcon. I'll turn on Ansel's skill as well to give more healing to Norcon. I'll get Korra's skill up, self-heal herself. Then Lava, come on. You need to kill off a blindy, if not Norcon is going to be very pressured. Let's turn on Click skill as well. And just like that. So only 6 blocks used. If you're a veteran player watching this, you can try to think of how to use much less blocks. That way you will have a bit of a more challenging feel to the puzzle. I heard that I think people use only 2 blocks? No, not 2 blocks. 3 or 4 blocks minimum in order to defeat the stage. Alright, there you go. Normal mode done, but challenge mode is a whole new ball game. Alright, let's go to challenge mode this time, and I'm going to change for higher rarity variants because I don't want to wait for the blindies to die. So, let's remove everyone and let me bring in stronger defenders. So stronger defenders as an example, I've got people like Let Me Shine. I have a Saria that I could use. I've got No. And then I'll also take a Gumi. Gumi. There you are. And I'll take stronger casters. So Kyobi, Aya, and then maybe an Mia and a Ifrit. This should be nice. Oh no, actually I'll use Dusk. I haven't used Dusk in so long. So just like that. And then I'll have a Medic just in case. Just like that. Alright, let's do it. This is challenge mode, where the blocks are pre-placed. Okay, start off the stage by placing your defenders. So I'll place Blemmy over there. I'll place Gumi here. I'll place No. Then I'm waiting for my DP. And I'll put Saria as well. Alright. I wonder if my No skill rank is correct. I think my No is not skill rank 7. That's sad. Alright, I'll start putting in the various casters. So, caster number 1, I'm gonna place Dusk right over here. Then I'm gonna place Kyobi. I still need more DP. Saria is helping me to kill the rats below there. Yeah, I'll place Ifrit here. Now, the first wave has all of them being... Wait, the first wave has all of them being of a different color to their lane. This is white to black, white to black, black to white, black to white. But if you notice over here, there are these annoying pre-placed tiles that is going to divert their route. Now, previously, they only need to touch the color changing tiles once. Now, they are kind of forced to maybe touch the changing tiles twice. We need to divert them in a way that either touches the tiles once or 3 times this time around. So how am I gonna help that to happen? I will place... Let me just quickly take a look. I'm gonna place a block here. I'm gonna place a block here as well. And finally, I'll place one more block over here. So this way, all of them will only change their colors 3 times. I'll place Warframe as well. And be aligned to the correct lanes. There are different ways to place the blocks, by the way. So I leave it to you guys to figure that out. Alright. And then here comes the next wave. Kyobi's taking a while. I should activate Kyobi's skill more often. Okay. So this time around, previously, they need to touch the color changing tiles 2 times. So how can we make that happen? We can form a little gap. So what I'll do is I'll place a block here. I'll remove this block. You can't remove the pre-placed block, by the way. Now place it over here. So this is looking quite similar, except there are just more blocks to distract you. So only 2 times. Poor Ifrit. Okay, I'll turn on Kyobi's skill so that she kills the blindies much faster. Very nice. Alright. And the final wave. So this time, there's an alternating number if you remember correctly. So, the ones on the outside, they need to change their colors either once or 3 times. Once is not possible because of this block placement, so definitely it's 3 times. Whereas the ones in the middle, you need to change their tiles 2 times, or if not, 4 times. So, how are we gonna make this happen? Let me just take a quick look. So these two will go down in the middle pretty perfectly. I see. So what we can do is we will remove this block. We will remove this block as well. If you're worried about this blindy going in the wrong direction, you can place some blocks over here. Like that. And then you'll send the middle two down the gap to change their colors twice, and the outside ones to change their color 3 times. Look at the art show. And that's how you clear the stage. Then simply put, just use your caster's skills whenever you think it's necessary. It's fanciful work right here. Just like that. Alright, so if you can, think of other solutions, because these blocks are not the only way to place it at all. If you want to cut down the number of blocks you use as well in the challenge mode, feel free to do so. A very long video for a puzzle-like stage. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one, which is WR-EX-7. Bye bye!